Thank you very much, Orha. Thank you very much, OCULUS, for the invitation. Well, diagnosis is not about innovation equipment. Diagnosis is not about nice images. Diagnosis is about parameter based in evidence, published in literature, giving a strength us to take decision with the highest area under the curve, the highest specificity, sensitivity. This is diagnosis, and this describes the gold standard diagnosis our patient. And this is our presentation. This is why we are betting in this equipment. You have to know that I have a conflict of interest with OCULUS of Speaker Bureau, and this could affect to the presentation. I will try to neutralize. All the OCULUS technology cover with all the equipment that we could have between the keratograph of the family of Pentacam and Corvis, practically all the procedures that we need to cover in the anterior segment surgery, as you can see here. Focusing in the Pentacam family, as you can see, coming from the this is all the history that come from 2002 with the HR and the different subfamily until now, the last year with the Pentacam cornea OCT. But I really think all the fault that the company is not specialized in doing incredible technology that they do. The magic of OCULUS is creating parameter, increasing the power of diagnosis, separating both population, health population for disease population. This is the specialized of this company, and we are going to show during all the presentation. Well, and another thing is quite interesting in this company is describe us of this incredible powerful parameter to us to help us to take decision in a very docented and easy way. Take a look, for example, in the Pentacam ICL wave. They also talk about under day and under night condition instead of mesopic, photopic, or whatever, talking about the first impression, this fast review, all the important situation that you need to have in the first approach to the patient, for like a dystasia screening, biometric parameter, more or less to take all the information in the first view. You can customize everything in this fast review, but it's always normalized, always based in evidence and trying to separate these both population, because the less cross population, the better it's going to be the parameter, as you can see here. This is the big effort that this company has made for us and give us this incredible parameter that is increasing the power in each area that we develop, as you can see here. But much more is also interesting in all the Pentacam series that we can see the different transparency on cornea in order to also need the information of optical quality population. But for me, it's quite interesting, specifically the aberrometer. Hermann Schack is based in all the Pentacam series, is based in the elevation, but we can measure each aberrometer according to the pupil, the mesopic pupil of the patient, and also identifying the anomalous values of different coefficients. For example, what's quite interesting that Maeda in 2011 proposed us, coming from the theory way, what could be the cutoff not to implant simultaneous vision lens. This was very known paper, and it was based in the idea for Maeda, coming from the optical band, that higher aberration more than 0.3 microns for the 4 millimeter diameter could create a blurring effect of 0.5 dioptry. So according to that, he proposed that it could be a good cutoff. Recently, we published this year in Journal Refractive Surgery this reference coming from the clinical practice and when in our patients. So this theoretical way of creating this cutoff is published and based in evidence in our patient, creating this cutoff of higher aberration. So if you have a patient with higher aberration more than 0.5 millimeters, it's better to avoid implant simultaneous vision lens, take care in between 0.3 and 0.5, and you are free of implant less than 0.3. Now this you can see very clearly how the bigger are the higher aberration, how to reduce dramatically the curve of the focus curve in each patient. So it's more than this. We can see in all Pentacam series also the multifocality of the cornea, and quite interesting right now with the Pentacam ICL wave, the information that we could have in the postoperative was some amount of the simultaneous vision lens about the centration, and the toric lens about the rotation is going to facilitate you a lot the complaint of the patient about the quality of vision. Talking about Pentacam ICL and talking about specifically in calculation of intraocular lens, right now is not about formula. This is not the problem. Don't go to the different room, try to find what is the formula that gives you most percentage in metropy. Almost all the formula that we have with 3 variables predicting the ELP is good enough. You can see in all the paper, it's not clinical significance. But the key is here how you acquire the parameter, is they are reliable or not, and you can verify in Pentacam. And the most important thing is try to customize, optimize the constant of the lens for your equipment and for each lens. This is the key. So if you focus and the Pentacam help you to do it, it will be absolutely great and you're going to increase. Also, in all Pentacam series, if you add the perspective of the parameter or Corvis, you are going to increase incredibly all these important process that is affected for anterior segment surgery, as could be the safety preparative cornea screening of laser vision correction, the keratoconus progression control, the postoperative follow-up of patient operated, evaluation of the corneal stiffness after cross-linking, and the glaucoma assessment beyond the conventional intraocular pressure. Again, with the Corvis, you can see how they can separate, thanks to the incredible work of Renato Ambrosio and his work, adding the biomechanical properties with the tomographic, with the TBI. And right now, we have the new paper. This is an incredible paper published by this group, led by Renato Ambrosio, proposing as the version 2 of TBI with a cutoff of 0.5 and an incredible power of area under the curve of 0.945, and this high level of sensitivity and specificity, specifically for diagnostic subclinical keratoconus. Again, this is quite important for us. Take a look, and we measured this patient, for example, with the TBI. It was very clear. Finally, we implant ICL, but measuring, as you can see here, after with the new TBI2, we were absolutely happy to have implanted ICL, because as you can see, the TBI is affected and overall the CBI. So we can control also in the screening. The preoperative is also to separate both population, the CIF population and normal population, as you can see here. And in the postoperative, you have the opportunity also with a Corvis of recognizing operating cornea in order not to creating bias evaluating preoperative and postoperative stage. Another thing is quite interesting. We are expecting the consensus of the incredible group to propose us definition about keratoconus, and overall something is quite important. We don't have good enough definition in literature and in community of progression. Well, this equipment proposes that even more parameter to evaluate the progression, not only based in tomography, but also based in the progression biomechanically. So I really think the new consensus need to be in this type of parameter that we really have to base on that. We also have the possibility of know the prognosis of the postoperative of doing cross-linking with different parameters in patient with keratoconus, with the progression, and also in its purpose, education of our patient, we have some different display. Now we have seen the Pentacam and Pentacam corneal OCT increase also the power, not only TBI, think about TBI, think about CBI biomechanics, but also the power to add the epithelial thickness to our patients. So in conclusion, OCULUS provides the highest evidence-based technology in all our procedure as anterior segment. Again, diagnosis is not about nice images, it's about incredible technology, it's about parameter, it's about evidence. Thank you very much for your attention.